Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power is already losing viewership. Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, Season 2, seemingly losing viewers already. Alan, if you would read this story from That Park Place, our friends at That Park Place, shout out to them. If you would, Alan, and just you can read the relevant parts of the story.
Okay, here we go. The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power Season 2 already appears to be losing viewers after a single episode, despite releasing the first 3 episodes at the same time. The number of IMDb reviews for the first episode of Season 2 and the third episode decreased over 50%. And there are over 3,800 reviews for the first episode of Elven King Under the Sky. The second episode only has 2,200 reviews, and the third just has 1,800. Between the first and second episodes, the number of reviews declined 42%. Between the first and the third, it's 52% decline. Now, this is not scientific, but it is an indicator. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, if that is an indicator. So you had almost 4,000 reviews for the first episode, and then half for that third episode. It means fewer people are watching them and commenting, and I expect that to completely diminish as it goes. Yeah. Alan, you saw the first 2 episodes.
Yeah, not only did I see the first 2 episodes. Oh, go ahead.
I haven't yet, and I'm not saying I will. But what were your? I mean, did it diminish in the story? Like, was it just like?
Yeah, I'll tell you what it felt like those first 2 episodes. I've used this analogy before, but it's like a chess game, and you're setting up the pieces. That's what it felt like. Right. You just and look, saw the first 2 episodes at the theaters 2 days ago. And then I went to see the third. After the second episode at the theater, they gave us this teaser trailer. And it was exciting. It had a lot of action behind it. And then I go home to watch the third episode, and there's very little action in it. In fact, there's an orc fight where the orcs complain about going to war, because they have families at home. And I'm like,
do they form an orcs union?
Yeah, they should. They should, because it's so unfair the way these orcs are treated. Let's see, Don Lemonless shows up in the third episode. Again, it all just feels like they're setting it up, and this is the tragic nature of how we already talked about cinephiles. The people who write this don't understand cinema, and they certainly don't understand television. Because by the third episode, I should be excited about what's coming up. And all they're doing is continuing to set the stage. And I think that speaks to why the diminished reviews of this have happened. Because, they're 1 hour long episodes. It's you've got to invest a lot of time to watch these things.
Right.
And unless they're exciting you, you see it right here. You see it. People are just bailing on this show. And, but of course we're racist and all that other stuff. So that must be the real reason, not being bored out of our minds.
Well, I don't assume that. I think that's a weird strategy it's a defense mechanism for things that are bad.
Yeah.
That's what it's become. Something is bad. The defense mechanism is no. The show isn't bad. You are bad for not liking it.
Yeah.
And that is not a winning strategy, folks. Never. It's never a winning strategy. Ever.
I mean, we were when season 1 came out, we were at an event that was honoring the actor who played Lemonless. I forget. I don't know his name.
Why do you? That's yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, but the thing is,
Gary says that, but
I know. But this is the thing. I don't remember his name. I don't remember. What am the black Puerto Rican actor? I might as well just call him Lemonless.
Anyways, you were saying.
But the thing is, this is Critics' Choice thing. We're honoring his performance because he's a prominent Latino actor that year. And then he just goes into this thing about, the hate he's been getting online. And, the complaining that goes on right now is like, this has been happening since the beginning of time. You know, you're an actor, you go and put yourself out there. Of course, people are going to hate you. You could be the greatest actor in the world. I'm sure Meryl Streep gets these kind of comments. Your show gets canceled. Oh my God, shows on television have never been canceled until now. You know, again, no one remembers the past, and no one understands that shows get canceled. Shows are bad sometimes. Bad shows get canceled. People don't like your performance. They're going to say stupid things. They're going to harass you. But your life can continue on, and you don't have to feed into this stuff. You don't have to internalize it and then make some kind of, oh, pity me, watch my TV show next year. This is the frustrating thing about all of this.
Well, look, I think that it's, as you pointed out, Meryl Streep, everyone gets a little bit of criticism. Criticism is not hate. Criticism does not equal hate. I mean, look, I read things about myself. I read things about you. As likable and nice as you are, even you will get you'll get some people who just will make a criticism. And I'm like, oh, that one's valid. That one's not. That's name calling.
Yeah, you can sift through this stuff.
Whatever. I mean, you have to have, there's a really great documentary about actors called Rhino Skin. Have you heard of this?
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah.
It's almost 20 years old. It's a documentary, or it might be 20 years old. It's a documentary that just follows actors going to auditions and getting rejected. And at least at the time, the prevailing thought among actors is to be an actor, you must have rhino skin, tough skin to be able to handle the business. And we have actors with thin membrane at this point because they can't handle criticism. So,
yeah. Well, and the other thing is they'll take one tweet from a bot that's actually racist, and then they'll liken it to everyone who hates them.
Right.
And it's just intellectually dishonest.
They're also surrounded by a lot of people who don't tell them the truth.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, the managers, the agents, the producers, no one is telling anyone the truth, in particular the actors. It's this veiled lies about why the show has been rejected.